But I want to say, because Albin he can't even talk yet, but he can talk, but only to me. I want to say hello to everyone. Welcome to the stream. I have with me Albin. Albin, you can talk now.
Hello! I'm looking at YouTube at the same time, and I can't see it running at the moment, but I'm not sure if it's a delay or something like that.
You can't see it?
Or no, I'm gonna update it. Oh, okay, never mind. It's me who wasn't updated. So sorry. I can see you. I could hear me from second, unfortunately.
Sadly,
Hello, everybody.
I've run out of memory on the computer. I cannot. I have to do this weird thing where I have to somehow keep you all on top on this page, otherwise you vanish. There you go. So, what are we doing this week? I have no idea.
Oh, so there are a few things that are happening. For one thing, you have been coordinating with the sculptors, and I got to see some sculpts yesterday, I think it was, with some support and stuff. So I've been printing them out, or a few of them at least. So they are drying at the moment in the basement. And then Ben has been a naughty boy and not been on his vacation properly. He's been doing a super cool rampart though. I'm not sure if or how we're going to show that today, but it's
We're not
good
going to
stuff.
show. We're not going to show it today. The
I
rampart
mean,
will be shown another
it is
day.
so sexy. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but it is muy fuego.
Okay.
That's fire, right?
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
Whatever.
You this I should not be trusted. I had typed forever for the thumbnail for this video. I had kept it on every iteration to say a hour because my brain said consonant. It was only just before I was to upload it the thumbnail. I said, wait, no, it's an hour. An hour. It's one of those few exceptions to the rule because normally it's an with a vowel, but it's an with the sound, which throws me. Okay, but I need to talk to you about my dream. I do have to talk to you, Albin. I forgot. I had to tell you this. Okay. In my dream, Benjamin was talking to me. Benjamin. Okay. If anyone doesn't know, Benjamin's this beautiful looking sculpture of a head, and he said he's keeping a close eye on you. He's staring at you. Did you move him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, you missed Ben so much. You pointed Benjamin in towards you.
Yes. He's my supervisor in name.
Of course he is.
Maybe I can.
Sure, Gal. I know it's an exception to how it's normally taught. It was normally taught you look at the first letter if it's a consonant, do this a vowel, but the correction is it's supposed to be the sound. I get. You know what, Sugar? You're banned. You're banned forever. How do I ban somebody? Okay.
Maybe we can.
There, I banned him.
Oh yeah.
There.
That's saucy.
There.
Going in with the ban hammer. This is like reality TV or something.
I fixed it.
Awesome. So apparently
oops, I
actually do want us to.
Yeah. I actually sent him as a moderator. My badsies. Oh well.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, I'm going to duplicate this scene. Okay. But I did figure out on my own before. I'm going to do John. Let's do Albin main cam. Okay. So here's what I'm going to have to do. I need you, Albin, to switch and share your screen.
Yeah. I need to switch. Let's see.
It's going to temporarily. When this happens, it's going to do something weird. I'm going to set this to be the largest I can. It's going to mess with the camera because I don't have a third monitor to shove this on. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna first give me a moment to set up the stream properly. Cause okay, I am mad at
Yeah.
Albin because he told me he I told him 5 minutes before, come by and we'll do the thing. We'll
Set up.
set up everything.
Yeah.
And then he like ignores me until like 2 minutes before, and I'm trying to get everything ready. Now I was gonna have the
Mm.
crop and pad ready. I was gonna have
Oh.
I was gonna it was gonna be great.
Mm.
But then he just ruined it.
I'm so sorry, man.
I never will
So
forgive you.
that sounds. Oh, okay. We're running.
Yeah, we're doing
Uh,
it live. I'm just doing the tweaking live.
yeah.
And then I'm
That's.
gonna do
I saw in the chat earlier that Ben actually wanted to us to show the rampart, and now he wrote something
I
else.
can read the chat. I'm not
Oh
Ben, Albin.
no.
I can read the chat. I do not need to hear you read it to me. Ugh.
Ah. All right. Well,
Okay.
never mind. So back on track, I guess. We were going to show the thing that the band has sacrificed his vacation days for, and it is holy shitting smoke. It is beautiful. The Rampart 3 fighter. It is like an in-between Rampart that is not illustrated in the books yet, I think. So Ben has done his magic thingamajig on it, and it's, I mean, this is peak 3D models right here. It's very, very, very nice. I really love it. And I can't wait to see it printed. I
Dev
saw
Blasted
he sent
Samoflange says
a
hello. The Dalton Carford says
Man, I'm sorry, Ben, if I do this to you when we're streaming and just pop out the quotes from the chat. I have no, what do you call it, etiquette for how to introduce it, and I see how it is can be disruptive. Anyway, super sexy, and I am at a loss for words. It's going to be. I saw the screen grab earlier, yeah, that he put it on his plate for the bamboo, so he's probably printing it as we speak. So yeah, looking forward to this sexy beast.
all I've done is slowly crop your face. So I haven't even got to look
Oh,
at it yet.
oh, awesome.
Okay.
So that's what Ben been working on. And I don't want to save anything from that because I don't want
That
to
looked
contaminate
great. That does
anything.
look amazing. You're right.
Yeah.
Whom
So what are we looking at here?
didn't you originally make this ship?
The Rampart?
Yeah, who made this Rampart originally?
Yeah, I made the first iteration. I can show a quick
Yeah. Can you
pic to the camera.
yeah, can you show it to the camera?
Is this, can you see this? Maybe I can check it on.
For some
That's
reason
weird.
your camera's frozen. Can you turn your camera off and then
No.
back on again for me? I was wondering. Yeah, I was like, why is he just really still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can everyone see that?
So that's the previous iteration of a Rampart, and that's more of a rocket ship with wings
Mm-hmm.
for I don't know why, because it looks cool, I guess, or
did
something.
Ben explain to you, is this going to be
Hmm?
a new release or is it going to be replacing the previous Rampart?
No, they are parallel, so they are different
Okay.
tech tiers, I think,
Okay.
if I understand this correctly.
Hmm.
He gave me a quick rundown yesterday, I think. So
We will
I
Dalton.
think that's how it's going to work.
Oh, okay, it's a Mark III.
Uh, yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool. Thank you.
So
Now, what am I
yeah,
looking at? Why am I looking at
what
a cake
the
cutter?
what the frick are we looking at right now? So this is the base shapes of the Sodani main tank, or whatever you would call it. It's gravity combat platform, I think it's called, in their system, or whatever you call it. So over here we can see the concept art. So this is like what I had to work with from the beginning. That's going to be one of the illustrations in the book, Fifth Frontier Wars. And this is my adaptation so far of it.
Whoa,
So
whoa, whoa,
that's like the
whoa!
rough
Slow
shapes.
down. What's this Fifth
Hmm?
Frontier War, and where can I learn more about it?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Uh, where do we find information about this? I'm not
Well,
sure, but it's on Mongoose, and they had like a campaign and stuff like that about it.
The
I'm
Fifth
not sure if.
Frontier War was through Mongoose Publishing. It's an officially licensed traveler um, thing,
Here we go.
and there's going to be some really cool stuff. Especially, I believe it's called from Flashpoint. There's going to be
Hmm.
on Second Dynasty's running a Kickstarter soon, and we'll have a sign up link in the coming weeks where you can get a free bonus, or no, a paid bonus. It's a paid bonus. I gotta get that right in my brain. I think it's like $1 or $2, and you get an early miniature and all kinds of other cool stuff. And you then get notified when the Kickstarter launches, and there's going to be Zodani, Imperials. There's going to be Flashpoint. In the book, there's like these four characters that show up over and over again, and we're going to
Mm.
have miniatures of them as well. Even though they're not named, they've been given temporary names. One's a Viger. One's has like a looks like a it's not. I just call it cyberpunk person because they always have like a thing on their eye, but I forget what it really. It's called something else in Traveler.
Mm.
It's gonna be fun. That's it. Now, you see, we have to do the sell every single time because this might be someone's first time watching the stream and don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Now, please
I
return to your.
probably need to learn this, but I mean, if you're on stream, you have the great pitch voice and everything nailed down. So I'm just going to bounce that ball back to you, I think,
Okay.
for all our sake.
Now, in this
Okay,
case, it's
so
not just miniatures. It's also this beautiful tank that will be part of the Zodani faction. Please, someone tell me if that's how you pronounce it, because
yes,
never heard it
um,
since. Okay. Now, go
I
ahead,
think
Albin.
yeah. So this beautiful gravitical tank is their corresponding version of main battle tank for the Imperials. So it has like 5 crew, I think, if I understand this correctly. So there's going to be like a cockpit over here where people can control the vessel. And there's going to be, I assume at least, there's going to be seats in the turret. That makes sense if you compare to ordinary tanks. They usually have like the commander and the gunner at the top turret. The thing is, though, that it would maybe make more sense to have the commander in the cockpit, I think, as you have bigger accessibility to data arrays and displays and stuff like that. So we'll see how it will work out. But it's going to have some sort of interior where you can access like computers and like that, I think. So I've been roughing this out. I've spent most of my time, I think, just trying to figure out the perspectives and the angles and the size of this thing. So I made what you call it, an Excel or what you call it to measure
Spreadsheet.
the spreadsheet. Thank you, to calculate the volume of the chips. So I had to convert from tons and detons to Oh, no. There
You
we
know
go.
that there's a built-in. Oh, okay. I get what you're. Never mind. There's not a built-in for what you're doing.
Nah, unfortunately.
In
I think
Maya,
there is in like Unix and stuff like that, I guess.
in
What's it
Maya,
called?
you there's a way
Unix?
to request the volume of a shape,
Hmm.
and
Oh, there is in
yeah,
Maya.
but it gives it to you in the scale you're in, and you still have to then it won't. You still have to then know the conversion from that to
Mm.
to the you know.
Yeah. So basically, what I've been doing here is like I've had the D tonnage, and I've been cross-checking myself how many volumes in cubes of inches it is, and then in our scale basically, and then converting it to our millimeter scale in cubics, and then compare it. So I've been exporting it to Mesh Mixer and analyzing the mesh instead. So it is. This is not the correct number, I think, at the moment, but it was very, very close earlier, at least, just to make sure I'm working within the correct parameters or whatever. Uh, so yeah, so uh, now basically I took the shorthand for detons of it being that 1 inch in-game scale is 1.5 meters. So it is a bit of rounding, but just to be in the ballpark of the correct volumes. So I've been comparing the sizes and the reference pick to have it in the ballpark of it being correct. And then, I mean, the thing is, the perspective of this one is not completely correct. I mean, you can see, for example, you have a very sharp angle here, and have a very slanted angle over here. So if you were to make this in reality, it would be very asymmetrical. So I've been like interpreting mostly this part and making everything fit. So this ship is almost ready for detailing. I need to figure out how they enter this tank and what the gravitical repulsors or whatever you will call it are going to look like. So there are a few things to figure out. I'm thinking, oh shit, that I'm going to take some inspiration from the G carrier. This is from a previous FBX. It's not up to the latest version, but it basically have big hexagonal boxes or whatever as repulsion systems, and then I'm just cross-referencing with the gravitical graphite. So maybe in the future, when I start detailing it, I will borrow some features from this one. To combine it into some greebles on the big tank, I think. So basically, I'm split between figuring out where people are going to be and what the underside is going to be. So there are a lot of thinking and figuring out to do. It's not just straight modeling for me, at least.
And yeah, it's different
Is
how
it
you
something?
it's different how you do it because you're doing it more like how can I make this as close to the drawing and still be an actual three. The drawing is not perspective accurate. It does. I don't know what it's
Mm,
doing, but
no.
it's interesting to see how you solve it is very different because like I'm glad to see how your method, even if I
Mm,
strongly disagree so much and I hate it so
uh,
much, I'm glad to
yeah,
understand your thinking process. And it's kind of cool what you've been
yeah.
working on. Several people have been having discussions about the between the empiricisms and the
Sådär.
yeah, and they are just working through. And I think that the main point is you're supposed to be able to pick which side you want to fight for. It's not like one
Mm.
side's always is absolutely right. Is what I read the one of the books, the just to
Mm.
figure out that general idea, and I still was like, okay. The one I read is the one about the imprinting. Do you read that one?
The imprinting.
Where
No,
they
I
can
haven't
mass
read it yet.
it's in the beginning. It's like a hidden tech that so if you know about, but they can like put a different personality on top of someone to like a I guess it's like for spy
Oh,
work or to other thing. It's like it's one of
uh-huh.
the first things in the book, and I don't remember if it was I was reading Flashpoint or what I was reading, but it was just a whole had all these pictures, and I was using it to
Ah.
understand what the different weapons and armor and how a traveler looks, so I wouldn't just be completely confused.
Mm. Okay, I read a bit straight on about Sudani just to understand when it comes to the interiors later on. Uh, because the illustrations, when you watch them, they seem to be inspired by Middle Eastern culture when it comes to clothing and architecture and stuff like that. But when it comes to the vehicle design, they are very pragmatic, or whatever you would call it. They use very boxy shapes that are quick to manufacture, if I understand the text correctly. Uh, so I was thinking like how it would translate into the interior design. And then I read about them being like psionics and different class systems. Like you have the nobles and what are the subclass called? I can't remember.
It's
But the
okay. I
people
can't.
who are,
Ben understands it. He's already given me some
yeah,
money to. He wants me to consider modeling, sculpting a person. They have like a cape and everything, and they're like a NPC.
ah,
I don't know what they are, but they're shown in pictures behind some kind of a lectern or podium, and they do
ah,
stuff. It's gonna be,
intendants, yeah. Yeah, I saw from the chat, Tamsin saved my brain there.
Thanks,
Uh,
Dalton. Ciao.
Thank you.
Dalton actually said we're doing great work, which is great from Dalton because Dalton's just he's been very negative ever since he has to do all this medical
Oh
stuff.
no.
I don't know
Oh
why.
yeah.
I don't get
Yeah, that sounds
it.
painful, man. I'm sorry that's happening to you.
Yeah,
Sounds
me
really
too.
rough.
I have to approach it in such a rude way, and then Dalton knows it's
Yeah.
how I love. I
Yeah.
love by harsh and cruelty.
Uh, yeah. So no, but I haven't read about the imprinting stuff though. So that
It might
sounds
be
kind of
called
interesting.
something
I guess
else.
it's part of the psionic thing, or
I don't know, but they show a picture of a person with a little thing over their face, like a sleeping mask, but it's big metal and heavy, and lots of wires, and it's like doing something. I barely remember it because I realized this wasn't important to what I was doing, so just kind of skimmed it and went to the
you
part
dropped
I
it
cared
like
about. Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So there are some stuff to figure out, and we were also talking about armament and stuff like that, Ben and I. So uh, probably as this is not a hovercraft, but it's a gravity repelling craft. It will basically fly. I read in the text of that the doctrine or whatever they have is that they try to stay as low to the ground as they can, the Sudanis, and use the terrain as like a tactical advantage to peek over. So
That's a
that's why they have like a higher tower.
there's actually some wisdom to that in
Mm.
actual warfare. There are certain
Mm.
missiles that stay really close to the ground and follow it really close,
Ah,
and then they
cool.
only go in the very end. They showed in a demonstration of one, and it had like what they called corrugated land. You know what that means? It's like where
Cool.
the hills go up and down like this,
It's like a pit,
and the missile
uh,
could follow that curve automatically and go up and down and
ah,
stay really low, and then at the last moment it goes up in the air and then down and explodes. And it
oh
just
shit.
does that way. It's harder if it's way in the sky, it's easier to detect it, but low to the ground's hard to detect.
Ah, that sounds cool
Mm-hmm.
and cruel as well.
In a
So,
recent
but
military, declassified military thing I want to talk about just for a moment. They
mm,
had a it was an assassination by the U.S. government of a certain person, and it crowded on
oh,
it. They launched a non-detonating rod. It's just a rod of metal, just
oh, it's like a kinetic missile or something.
yes, and they managed
Wow.
to make it land in the person's car and only kill him, no other casualties, and they had sent it just
Uh,
and I was like, that's crazy. They managed to drop a rod from the air way up to land directly on the person they wanted,
what?
and that's it.
On
And then
one person?
yeah, and it was just it was
That's
a
insane.
the U.S. government took the credit and said we did that, and here's how we did it. Well,
Jesus.
then it didn't say how; they just said this is what we did, but they don't explain
Uh-huh.
how they have the means to make a rod fall out of the sky in the right spot.
Jesus.
Mm.
That's really scary when you think about it, but it's also impressive when it comes to what do you call it? The engineering part.
It's impressive engineering, but it's also horrible that
Mm.
someone died by a
Yeah,
rod hitting them on the head. But at
yeah.
the same time, I remember when my sister, a house fell on her, and it was awful.
What? Her, it
It's wick.
collapsed.
It's a Wicked Witch of the East. It's a Wizard of Oz reference. I forget Sweden's don't know that movie. It's a
Ah,
famous
okay, it was a
American
joke.
culture movie.
Ah, I see. So, yeah, I need to get culture, I think. Sounds
Mm.
like.
You have to watch Wizard of Oz
Uh,
to understand. It's like almost every single American has watched that movie. It's actually a
mm,
rather good, well put together movie.
ah,
It's also really old. It's very old. It was
yeah,
back during when movies usually were not in color.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's kind of why it's what do you call it? It's famous for it being in color,
It was
basically.
so famous that the Disney, which does not own it, still put it in
Mm,
some of their rides and got permission to use it in one of their rides and had a whole set piece for it and everything. It's
uh-huh.
so iconic that they wanted to include it.
Okay.
It's so
Cool.
it's it anyway. I think I don't know who owns.
Hmm.
I think it's maybe it's in
Uh,
anyway. It doesn't matter. Someone owns it. And I forget who. I think it's NGM.
yeah, that sounds.
It sounds
I
boring to you. I
recognized
got it.
it.
I hear your counsel. I'm done talking about the weird movie that I'm gonna make you watch when I visit you in Sweden. We're gonna have we're gonna make one really long fika. It's no longer fika. It's just a break. And I'm gonna set up the projector and we're
Uh,
gonna watch The Wizard of Oz. And you'll be like, "This is really boring. Why are you making me watch it? You have to watch it."
sounds like a good time. So, I'm thinking like maybe we need to start doing some details because I'm thinking like this. We're going to split this ship in. I think it's going to split it in a roof part that you can drop down. So this area here, including the main windows maybe, or we're going to do a divot here. It's going to drop down from the top, and the turret is probably going to be. It's going to be separate. It's going to use the same system that we usually use with the turret rings, uh, and we're going to do the cockpit as a separate piece and probably split and the main body so we can print it from two ways for details. And we're going to, I assume we're going to click these details in place with like open clips or clips or something like that, as they are protruding quite severely. But before you start to split things up like that, I think it might be a good idea to start adding some details, I think. I was curious though, John, when you talked about my way of, what do you call it?
Your method of
Uh,
modeling is different from what
yeah,
how I think, and that's okay.
no, I'm curious. Do you care to indulge me in how you will do it? or something like that.
Remember, I'm not a professional modeler. You are. I kind of just work my way through it, but I solve it as a
Yeah,
toy
yeah.
first. I don't work in the 3D model until I've already split all the parts and have a sketch of how I want it to come together and the orientations I
Mm,
want to use. And then I solve it using
yeah.
toy language. So I seldom work from what I end up with is by the time I'm done, I already have a completely 3D printable part. But it looks like
Yeah.
you first make a much closer to what it really should be, and then you solve how to make it work in 3D printing, which
Mm.
is another approach. I think yours makes it more accurate to the style of the ship. Mine makes it more of a toy, which reflects in how I do
I mean,
things.
I
It's the
don't think anything is wrong. It's just different approaches, basically. But what I'm thinking is that it sounds quite pleasant to have a printable way of thinking from the start, because in a way I'm postponing the issues and the areas that need problem solving while you
But the big difference, there's a huge difference in that you are taking something that already exists and is already needs to be a certain look, and I am creating
mm,
something wholesale from whole cloth, which is
yeah.
yours should be focused more on make it look like that. And because
Mm.
example, like I haven't and I've modeled way less than you. I'm not here to pretend like, oh man, I'm so good. But like everything I've made, people have said it looks like a toy. It's because that's how I'm
Mm.
solving it. I'm just using toy design, which is
Yeah,
things are
that's
not
good.
less functional, less well maybe they're functional, but they move like a toy. I don't care. I don't make the joints tiny. I like huge, big, easy to work with joints. Don't laugh at me. I
That's
will. I will. I will. I will. I will not share my my plute bar with you. Our
ooh.
checks. Plop, plop. My bad.
Oh no.
Yeah. See. Okay. I want
I
to. Can I
I'm
talk
sorry about
about something?
everything.
I want to talk about something while you get this ready. I want to talk
Mm.
about the fika at Second Dynasty. Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, fika is like a teeny tiny snack break that's after lunch, but and it's usually eating something really tiny or nothing at all, and like a coffee, and it's really nice, and which is a chance just to re reset your brain if you're working on a hard problem. And one of my
Yeah.
favorite fikas was when I think was it you, Albin, that you provided us a teeny tiny little you had these little cookies, itty bitty cookie things.
Mm.
I think
Oh
you made them,
yeah,
or
I
did you just buy
can't
them?
really remember. Do you know what they were like?
They were like fruity. They had like they reminded me of
Fruit.
like they remind me of the American one. We have a cookie that has like a little look shortbread and inside's like a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
jam, but yours was much denser. I wouldn't call yours
I can't
shortbread.
remember, man. I
No,
can't
it
remember.
was
I'm sorry.
nice. It was really nice. Albin also has made
Watch
us
it.
one was it Tuesday or Thursday? Tis dog or Eller Tor's dog. You had made us the Swedish dish
Yeah.
of the pancakes and the other thing.
Ärtsoppa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't love that one.
It was no, it was gross. But I'm glad
Yeah,
he took the time. It was so nice of him. It was
yeah. It was something. I wasn't too proud of it, honestly. It came up quite dense. I think my Maya crashed. God damn.
oh no.
Uh, quite dense, etc., and with chunky pork in it. But it is a very old uh, dish. It's like pre-medieval. they used to put seal and yellow peas together and boil it. And then it developed into different versions, but that's the original at least. So I thought I would give that, but I think the pancakes turned out quite decently at least.
Yeah, they did. It was the other thing. I barely could eat it. It was, I don't know what that was.
Yeah. Nah. And you ate it cold as well.
Yeah, I had it cold.
I'm sorry, man. I won't put you through similar things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like how the cockpit makes me think of the Zodani him at Bug Eyes. We're working on yes, sure, gal. His desktop. I agree with you. It is offensive. Your desktop is the worst desktop I've seen, and by someone of your age group. I've seen way worse desktops of someone much, much older.
Yeah.
But your desktop, please clean it up one day. In fact, on the next day you're required to clean the office because they all share who does the cleaning. Clean your desktop too.
Let's see. 12:30. Oh no.
You don't have an auto
This isn't
recovery?
great. Yeah, I do.
But you see, Albin doesn't listen to us, Shergal. And Blasted, I love your jokes, I really do. He said, Shergal was saying, Zodani proverb, a house divided against itself should not stand. And Blasted Samuel said, but a house subdivided has more facets.
Hey, a house divided against itself should not stand, okay? But a house divided has more facets.
That's
Okay.
accurate.
Lovely.
I love it. You should love it.
I kind of missed the chat a lot, I think. But it was a bit about Sodani and stuff like that. Wizard of Oz. Pack animals are more predictable than internally consistent. That the mass of seemingly self-destructive factions loosely termed the Third Imperium. That's not a proverb, I hope. That's a mouthful. Okay. Yeah.
When we're done with this stream, when we're done with the stream, please promise me you'll right-click your taskbar, go taskbar settings, and turn off search at least. At least tell me you'll do that.
Sorry, you broke up there a bit.
When we're done with this stream, promise me you will at least do the following. Right-click your taskbar, click taskbar settings, and set search to hidden. There's no reason to have the search visible all the time. Please, please. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. I guess the thing is, my eyes are very focused on the Maya desktop or whatever. So I barely noticed the original desktop or the bar either, I guess.
I just don't
So
know
it's
how
more
you
of a
function. It would drive me crazy.
Yeah, I guess so.
But then again, I don't think I think that I've turned on Power Toys and stuff like that to change how Windows works, because how Windows default works is so frustrating to me.
But you had to turn on what did you say?
Power Toys. You should really try them one day. It's a wonderful thing. It's
You know what? I actually got this today. That's why I have a what do you call it? Thing here. It's what do you call it? Always on top window or whatever.
Yeah, I do the always on top. Yeah, you have Power Toys on. Power Toys are amazing.
I actually downloaded it today. But you said I was going to do something with it.
Yeah, you already used it. You're using the Power Toys. That's the Power Toy feature.
Yeah.
I love Power Toys. So they have so many cool things.
Yeah, you could even do what was it? Let's see now. If I do Lismore, for example,
you can do crop and lock.
Yeah, try that. I don't know if it's going to work well with Maya, but I tried it on a text on Google Chrome, And it was very pleasant to just focus everything on the text and not everything around it.
Yeah,
But you could also do like, what was it, Control with T?
it's Control Shift T for thumbnail, Control Shift R for reparent. Then there's
Because I
the.
think,
I also
yeah,
like.
look at that. So this is just screen grab the text that
Oh
it
no,
could see graphically.
that's the
That's fucking cool.
that's Windows Shift T text extractor.
Yeah, yeah, text extractor. That just one of those things. Super cool.
Yes, Power Toys
Completely lost
are
my.
ideas stolen from Linux, but they were open source ideas stolen from Linux, so it's okay. I also like Find My Mouse because I don't like the mouse Mouse-trone. I don't like the normal control thing, but I like I just
Mhm.
double tap control and makes the uh, it makes the window the mouse have like a spotlight on it.
Oh,
Just
that's
help,
good for streaming.
yeah. But I mean, it's
Check this out.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, so great.
Tamsin, I love you. That's all I got.
Are they saying something fun?
No, no, just I just love Tamsin.
Oh, yeah, she's a great sport. What do you call it?
Yeah,
No, the
sure.
great sport is when someone jokes about you can handle the humor, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lovely person.
I prefer entity.
Um, Hmm.
So you're working away on this.
So this is, yeah.
It's pretty much you streaming today. It's supposed to have been switched over to me by now, but I'm
Oh,
fine with letting you do it as long
sorry.
as you like. No, I am not bothered by
Yeah, yeah,
this.
yeah.
This is great. I'm just gonna keep and I also don't have to work and I get paid for it. That's my favorite part. Is I get paid just to sit here and chat with you.
Mm. Well, I mean that's the painful thing,
Oh
or
yeah, I mean,
what you're getting paid for,
I'm getting paid.
talking with the Swede.
Well, you're not
That's weird.
you're not the worst thing ever. Just
No,
close to
I
it.
would imagine there are worse things. There's like cancer in kids and stuff like that. That's not great.
Well, I meant like there's worse people to hang out with than you.
Oh, thank you. You too, man.
But I'm not an auntie. Sorry, I'm reading the
Uh-huh.
quote.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading also from Blasted. I don't really understand the benefit that a tank would get from having a big window in the front. I don't know. I don't get why tanks have
No,
giant windows. Oh, can we talk about
so
windows?
it's so strange.
Can I talk about
Yeah.
windows with you?
So,
The
mhm,
design of
tell me.
so many windows in Second Dynasty are not actually flat. And here's what I mean by that. The Erebus windows that are on the very front, those angled windows, are not truly flat. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean when I'm
Mhm,
streaming. They are
mhm.
slightly curved just enough to where if you do a flat object, it does not fit inside of it. It's
No.
frustrating because that's what I first printed in resin, and I did with a little but like
Yeah.
a three a point three what's it called 30 micron tolerance, yeah, 30 micron tolerance, and it
Ah,
wasn't fitting right
okay.
because it's ever so slightly
Mm.
curved, and I'm going to show that when you let me.
Okay. Do you want to show it, maybe?
Yeah, I'm kind of
Um,
cool just watching you do stuff. It's actually so nice that I don't have to do anything. I guess I should show something though. In fact, what if like the last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes, I'll take over. So like 6 more minutes of you, and then I'll send you to the Shadow Realm, and then I will handle the rest. Oh no, you still chat. You're still here, but just like I take your desktop away and
yeah.
remove the search for you.
Yeah, so that sounds kind of annoying actually. To not have perfect flat. But it can
And
be quite a challenge when you do. I mean, sake.
here's the problem:
There we go.
you do the subdivides, but then you start messing with the mesh after you do the subdivide, and that's what creates my nightmares because they're
Yeah,
not
and I
truly
mean
flat.
exactly. And that's the one of the good parts about your toy maker way as well. Uh, when you maintain the perfect angles and stuff like that from the start and work on top of it. Because, I mean, for example, if you look at this shape or whatever, uh, kind of luckily and unfortunately, it is a combination between a triangle shape that's slanting and a quadrangular shape that's slanting. And that usually means that you either have a curvature down here, like a scooped out shape, or that this is not actually a normal square or quadrangular shape, because this one would twist and you would get like a, what do you call it,
You get a weird
a
you get
break point of the shape.
yeah, you would have when
Yeah.
you triangulate, it'll make this really weird angle in the middle. So you have to like subdivide a bunch and then
Yeah.
triangulate, and then it like fixes it, but it's still not perfect. It
Yeah.
like still looks awful.
Fixes it. Exactly. So I took some creative liberty and interpret this as to be in the corner of this shape, and then it be continuing behind the nose like that. So it's actually like this shape, because that means that you can get a perfect flat surface over here and still get some detailing. But what do you call it? Those situations or whatever, they create issues when you want to get a specific shape for the looks, and it doesn't really transform or transfer to the printability or the perfect surfaces or whatever that you want when you make functional pieces. Yeah, man, I noticed that I took a bit of a look on our stream last time in retrospect or whatever, and I do talk really slow in English. I mean, I am not quick in Swedish either, but it was almost painful. So I'm sorry that you have to suffer through this. But that's me when I try to think and talk at the same time. It doesn't really work too well.
It's okay.
Either way,
I'm all right.
thank you all.
I'm only silently screaming.
This is super annoying as well. This is a bug. So usually I can snap to, oh, this one works, vertices, and use it as a anchor to cut different shapes. But for some reason in Maya, because what I wanted here was like a continuous cut and loop through this edge, and I could have done it for the whole shape, I guess, but yeah, whatever. If you have a instance object, of some weird reason, it's if I want to start snapping things, now it works, but sometimes it starts to snap into the void instead, and then you have to snap to the instanced object. So it seems to be preferring the negative X space for some weird reason. I don't really understand this. Anyway, things you run into when you use Maya. Oh, I actually accidentally closed the shape. So maybe I should just do that. Or maybe I should just use the grid in the background. They seem to be very close. Okay. What the fuck?
You know, you don't have to curse all the time. I'm actually
I'm
rather
sorry.
bothered by how often you so quickly curse over minor matters.
It's what you say, not really a big deal in Swedish usually, or it might be me just being an oaf or whatever you call it. But I've heard people talk about uh, English speaking people usually, or not necessarily from Great Britain, but Americans being more reserved when it comes to
And entertainment
swearing
wise,
and curse words.
yeah, we're more reserved when it comes to lots of that.
Mm. Unless you're shooting people, I guess. That's so weird.
We have
That there can't
we
be nudity, but there can be gun violence.
it will
Are
even
we going
be.
to be cancelled if we talk about this?
We already canceled.
Oh god damn it! I'm sorry. Oh no, I swore
See,
again.
you're just so
I need.
quick.
I need other better words for this. I
Mm.
think.
You need to read a dictionary, and then you'll feel a lot better.
I know many Americans who would make most CDN truckers blush.
Mm.
CDN? I'm not sure what that is,
I
but
think they mean
sounds
Canadian.
like a lovely bunch.
I want
Ah,
or CDL, but that sounds weird.
hmm,
Because I either they mean a commercial driver's license or the big truck drivers, or they mean
hmm.
or Canadian. Yeah, it's one of the two.
Huh.
Because CDL truckers, it would be redundant in American English. Oh, you know what? We're
Mhm.
done. We're done. Just turn your camera off.
Yep.
Not your camera. Turn your stream off. I'm gonna switch to Okay.
There
So
we go.
I'm gonna now you go to I'm gonna switch you to I have not streamed it all today. I've pretty much let him do it the whole entire time. So I'm gonna switch you to this. There. And I
Oh,
want to talk
look at
about
that.
something so people understand what the problem is. So this shape you're
Ah,
all
nice.
familiar with, and there's different ways of approaching it. But if I triangulate this shape, this is what I get, and this is what actually is being turned into, which is awful. If I just use if I just take this shape though, in fact, I'm gonna just do this again. If I duplicate this shape and do subdivide here, which I'm just do subdivide, and I do like a bunch of cuts, even if I did like 16 cuts, when I
Mm.
triangulate, it still looks weird. It's still the wrong shape. And you can see this. I want to go down to, I'm going to do subdivide with just a one cut to make it more obvious why it doesn't really work. It never makes a beautiful looking shape.
Mm.
And so I want to talk about
I mean,
why
you can
we have,
use it for like a parabolic shape, I guess, but yeah.
but if you do instead a Catmull Clark subdivision, which is slightly different,
Mhm.
when you do
Mm.
triangulate it, it actually is already starting to become cleaner than the version. If I'm going to do an apply all, it's going to become, it'll make a cleaner version of the shape. So if I go in here and set it to,
Mm.
and now I have actually a relatively clean shape, even if it's triangulated. I just thought that was neat. And now I have that
Mm.
beautiful
Oh,
curve.
yeah. Nice. That's sweet, man.
If anyone's wondering why these weird lines are showing up, I can now later control the shape. And I'm going to drop this down to 4 just to make it easier. I can drop the shape and make beautiful looking beautiful curves later in post. Without, like I say, I want this to be a little smoother.
Oh, no, that's nice. That's why I like Blender. You have like very. I like the system with modifiers. It's really
Well, they now added modifiers to
convenient.
Maya. There are modifiers in Maya now. They just don't
What do you
completely.
mean?
Yeah, there's modifiers in Maya. They've added them. They're not called
Like,
modifiers, but you can add them to an object,
uh,
and they just sit on top, and you can see them. But and I
mhm.
like that I can say switch between, show me this while I'm in edit mode or not, so I can see the underlying mesh. It's
I
really
missed
cool.
this.
It was I showed it to who was that? Ben. That
Mhm.
or he showed me they now support it. And here's another cool feature that I love. I know that you have it in um Maya too,
Maya.
but I like the approach that they've done here. So if I have a weird shape,
Mhm.
I'm gonna just take an O and I'm gonna create a weird. I'm gonna do this. Okay. Then I'm going to delete these. So you have this weird looking shape. Sometimes you have these weird holes. I can now say auto create, and it'll auto fill this whole area. And I can even do the offset differently if I need to, if it's figured it out incorrectly, but it figured it out correctly in this case.
Mm, nice.
And I like that. And I can also change how it's trying to solve it. And this is very
Sweet.
helpful when you have big areas of the mesh that are wrong. And you just need to patch a
Yeah, yeah.
hole. Okay, I want to
Mm.
show, in my little bit of time left, I want to show you guys what I was talking about, and the windows are not truly flat. This window is truly flat, but this one has several faces. I think I can turn on mesh and analysis. I'm going to turn on this. People wonder why I have this weird uh, shader sometimes, and
Mm.
it's to exaggerate certain features. But even on this one, it's hard to tell. Oh, you can tell here. And I'm also going to turn on crease. Let's turn on one moment. Yeah, I'm going to turn on
Oh,
cavity. Turn on cavity on
is there
screen.
like a vertex in the middle?
Exactly, and you can see it. It
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's annoying because this is how the shape works. And then you say, "Oh, so this is not a truly flat shape. This one's not a truly flat shape."
Mm.
It gets really weird on this one. It starts super close and then
Oh.
it ends because it wasn't a true, they didn't do it as a true inset. They did some kind of scaling operation like an Altes or something like that.
Mm.
And then they had, so all this shape is just weird in every direction. Uh, and I have to account for that now. Because before I was just taking
Mm.
these 4 points, making a plane, then extruding it and making it fit. But I was like, it won't fit in the spot. Because just
Mm.
even with the 30 micron tolerance, it just was slightly too much to overcome
Ah,
this divot.
that's annoying.
Yeah, and it just was. Ugh. That's all I wanted to share. I really am glad that you put up with me, guys, and other humans. And I think that's it for today. I think we're actually done streaming. We have less than a minute. Anything you want to talk about, Albin?
Ooh. Uh, oh, yeah. What was it I was gonna talk about? It was something to do with Traveler, I think. But I can't for the world of me remember what it was at the moment. It was something about the propulsion system and the interiors and stuff like that, I think.
Mm.
Uh, mm, but yeah, it's gone at the moment. I will probably remember it when we finish the stream,
If you join our
I guess.
yeah, if you join our Discord, in fact,
Yeah.
let's talk about that for a moment. I'm going
Mm.
to I'm gonna do this. I'm going to switch it over to this tab. Give me a second. This takes me a moment because I'm so slow at it. But let me go to share
Ooh.
screen, OBS. How do I get to it? Oh, there it is.
You
It
can
wasn't.
mention the.
There we go.
Hmm?
I want
Sorry.
to talk about was shared on the Discord early. If you want early ways to see some of this cool stuff, like look at this. This is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hot. I really love the different layers of detail, or whatever you say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like you have the base shapes that look really nice, and then you also have like insets and uh, details in different scales and stuff like that. It's really it looks real or whatever.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, remind people about tribes and
Yes, absolutely. I'll
don't
remind people.
drink and swim.
What are you doing? Why are you reading?
I'm reading comments from the bottom up.
But it's only 1 foot
We
deep.
should mention that items were marked public recently as well.
Oh yeah, sure. So why
Sorry,
don't
man.
I do that? And I'm feeling it. Time for beer. Okay, okay. Enjoy yourself. Um, I want to talk about several items were marked publicly. True, sure, yeah. But let's talk about the tribe. So I'm going to go to my mini factory. But I'm going to first make sure I'm on the right page. Give me a second. I'm going to do a switch over. It takes a moment. Today's is extensive. I don't approve of some of the miniatures. I want to make sure it's known. I didn't agree that they should be.
Mm.
Here it is. So this month is so much stuff. It is ridiculous. Wait, is this still? Wait, this is the wrong stuff.
Oh.
We need to move over. Ben, I forgot to move over. If you have the images already made, I'll switch them out after the stream. If you don't have them made, I'll just vomit something together. But this month is August, so we're going to have the Star Ox. We're going to have the miniatures. I do not approve of the miniature without the pants. Trousers. They need trousers. I'm sorry. I don't agree with this choice.
But that's iconic, man.
I don't like it, and I did not approve of it the first time. I don't approve of it now. Anyway, the main point is getting dressed. Why are they dressing like that? Why is the pose? It doesn't. Never mind. I'll leave it be. Anyway, I'll find the picture. We have the Starox. That's the cool one. This the carry-all, and these were the Matty Walker ones. They were unreleased. I don't remember. I think Ben wanted to make them at the very last minute, and then he asked Kaio to do it, and it was just like a really thrown together thing. I don't recall why they weren't part of the Soul Survivor. I've never watched Alien, and I don't intend to. I don't like horror. Okay, I wanted you to know that I'm suffering because I'm in the U.S. South and a metal box.
Sorry, Mel.
And no, this suffering is not the U.S. South. The suffering is that I cannot run air conditioners while streaming because they get picked up on the mic. And we have a dump air conditioner, which just dumps air right over you, which is great for cooling you down, but it's so noisy. So I am so burning up right now. But I'm so glad
there's no image for tribes.
Yes, so this is everything for tribes. There's no, I can read, Albin. I can read the chat. I have multiple monitors. The chat is right there. I've read it,
awesome.
And then I have to hear you read it in your slow English.
Yes.
So join our tribe. We have 450 tribers, and we have the Friends of Benjamin, which is currently sold out. It's a very hard to get in one, but it constantly sells out. It's really nice. But with the back catalog is a great choice. But if you're completely new, back catalog because you get everything from our over time. You collect about $20 worth of stuff every month,
Hmm.
or $20 worth of stuff and tribe releases. So you're getting it, and you get 25% off. Supporter gets 25% off. It's all great. So
Nice.
we do have these pictures. Look at that. Look at all these things. The image is, but that's not the. Yeah, I have watched Galaxy Quest, and Albin,
Nice.
you would be the person who has to read the talk to the computer for us. I would say, like, Albin, open the pod bay doors, and then you say right away, computer, open the pod bay doors. And the computer talks back, and then you say back to
Right
me.
away, computer.
I have one job on the ship.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, bye everybody. Be well. Eat some fruit. Say goodbye. Say something positive and friendly, Albin, in Swedish. Just say it in Swedish.
Remember, kom ihåg att alltid torka er efter att ni har varit på toa och även tvätta händerna så ni inte sprider grejer till andra personer. Och så ser det ju trevligare ut för den som kommer efter er. This has been an Albin announcement of hygiene.
The funny part to me is even in Swedish you slow down sometimes. Why? This should not be a difficulty for you at this point.
I'm strange. That's I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's how I was made.
You
Blame my parents. I'm tripping balls. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. I've missed a lot of the chat, but it has been fun. So take care.
Goodbye.
Albin out.